58-55. As Coach Sparrow was telling us, that is the lowest point total the Pioneers have been held to all season long, 55 points. Came back in the rematch here on Senior Day a couple of Saturdays ago on February the 15th, as the Pioneers was down by 15 points at one point in the game, rallied in the second half, and was able to pull out the 72-68 victory on Senior Day for the Pioneers to even up the series with Simmons 1-1, as CU Harrodsburg comes into today's contest as the #1 seed in the Mid-East Region Tournament, and Simmons College is the #3 seed as they approach here this afternoon. Taking a look at the previous game matchup that we did here on the Hometown Radio Network. It was back on February 15th. Simmons College was led in scoring by Gavin Withrow, as he had 19, 10 points for Philip Richards inside, and 8 apiece for Stephen Spalding and Jonathan Johnson. Simmons shot 26 of 54 overall for the field for 48%. 25% on three-point shots, as they do not put up a lot of those typically. Only 3 of 12 that afternoon, and was 13 of 19 at the foul line for 68%. They had the 41-31 lead at the half and was outscored in the second half by the Pioneers 41-27. CU Harrodsburg, the Pioneers 14-9 coming into today's matchup. They were led in scoring. They had 4 players in double figures. Nakir Joyce had 15, and then 12 apiece for Warner Bryan, Colton Ralston, and Jamarian Gaines had 12 as well in that game. Pioneers were 22 of 55 for 40%, slightly under the average that Simmons had that afternoon. They shot 28% from 3 on 5 of 18. But they hit 23 of 24 free throws for 96%, and that was the big difference in the ball game for the Pioneers down late, as they were able to get back into the game from the free throw line. They struggled last night at the foul line, as CU Harrodsburg only shot 10 of 18 last night for 56%. So big opportunity here today. The winner gets the automatic invite to advance on to the NCCA National Tournament, which will be held in Minnesota coming up towards the middle to the late part of March. And there will be 6 automatic invites to that tournament. There's 2 at-large bids to make up the 8-team Elite 8 that moves to the national tournament. As we are here at Campbellsville University Harrodsburg, the Sports Athletic Complex, beautiful facility here on the campus, and Whitaker Family Court inside the athletic complex. And we had a terrific crowd yesterday afternoon and evening, as we had 1 girls semifinal and 2 men's semifinals. And then this afternoon we've had the previous game was started at 12 o'clock today. The women's final was Simmons College getting the three-peat of the Mid-East Region Tournament, as they defeated Welch College here this afternoon to advance to this coming month. It is March now. This coming month's national tournament, and that's what the 2 men's teams will be vying for here coming up as well, as it is Campbellsville University Harrodsburg, the home standing team this afternoon. They'll be wearing the white jerseys, black numbers, as Pioneers are getting ready as both teams finishing up their warm-ups. Simmons College will be in the maroon jerseys, white numbers trimmed in yellow. The Falcons of Simmons College out of Louisville, and CU Harrodsburg Pioneers right here in Harrodsburg, Kentucky, as both teams getting ready to go. We'll take our final break, send it back to the studio, and we'll come back in 1 minute. Let's return with our starting lineups on your Hometown Radio Network. 8-10. Welcome back. Starting lineups brought to you by Campbellsville University Athletics. As for Simmons College, head coach Anthony Branch started junior number 3 Gavin Withrow, a sophomore number 5 Stephen Spalding, a junior number 11 Zaquavius Baker, a junior number 23 Jonathan Johnson, and rounding out the starting lineup, a senior number 25 Philip Richards for Simmons College Falcons. And for the CU Harrodsburg Pioneers, head coach Austin Sparrow, graduate student Zakir Joyce, number 0, junior number 1 Chivian Ashby, sophomore number 14 Colton Ralston, and senior number 15 Warner Bryan. And rounding out the starting lineups, the sophomore number 22 Evan Frederick. Starting lineups brought to you by Campbellsville University Athletics. Our pregame show today brought to you by the Pioneer Pawn Shop, proud supporter of Campbellsville University Athletics. As you can't beat the deals at Pioneer Pawn, stop in and see them, located on North College Street in Harrodsburg. As we are almost ready to go here, teams with their final words of wisdom from their coaches, as it will be the Pioneers and the Falcons. Winner gets the automatic invite to the national tournament. You're listening live on Hometown Radio Network, 99.5 FM, and also streaming live at hometownlive.net, and you can check out the video streaming live on Hyped Up TV as well. Frederick gets the tip over Richards, and the ball tapped back to Joyce as he will set up the offense. First possession for the Pioneers. Kicks it over to Ralston, left wing. Ralston around the screen out front. Back to Warner Bryan. Bryan dumps it down low to Frederick. Spins, gets to the rim, and his shot's a little too strong. Comes off no good. Defended well in there by Richards. As Withrow will have it out front. Picked up by Joyce. Withrow cut off, gives off to Richards. Gives it now to Baker, left side, going to drive on Ashby, and ball is fumbled out of bounds. Turnover for the Falcons. As the Pioneers will have it back. Simmons going to pick up full court. Goes into Ralston, gets it back over to Joyce. Ralston wearing a shoulder brace this afternoon. Had a little trouble with that yesterday. Joyce on the drive, kicks it out to Ralston. He's going to launch the 3 from out front. It's good. And that's a great sign. Looked like no trouble at all with it today. And a big 3 to start the game for the Pioneers. Withrow on the drive, gets around, and the ball deflected and knocked out of bounds by Joyce underneath the basket, as it'll stay with Simmons College on the baseline. Just underway here, 3-0. Pioneers with the lead. Baker to inbounds. Kicks it in, and it's going to go off the knee of Withrow and out of bounds. 2 turnovers for the Falcons in 2 trips. Comes into Joyce, gets it back to Ashby. Ashby into front court, dribble back to Joyce to set up the offense. Joyce around the screen out front by Bryan, gives it back off to him. Bryan on the drive, and ball stripped and taken away by Johnson. Hands off to Withrow, running the floor, kicks to Baker. Back out Withrow outside the arc, dumps down to Johnson. Up against Warner. Bryan puts it up, no good. And Frederick claims the rebound. Head to Ralston. Ralston gets it back to Ashby out front. Ashby gives it down to Bryner. Bryan in trouble, turns, puts it up and in, and he draws the foul. Good strong move inside. And a whistle and a foul on Philip Richards as Warner Bryan, a senior, gets 2 and a chance for the 3-point play. Free throw by Bryan. Got it. 6-0. Pioneers with the early lead. 2 minutes into the game. Withrow dribbles to the left side. Gonna launch a three from out front. Good. Gavin Withrow with a big three to cut the lead in half. As Ralston brings it into front court. Kicks to Bryan on the right wing. Bryan outside Ashby. Back over to Bryan, dumps it down to Frederick, and with the whistle and the foul coming over the back is Richards, and that will be his second foul, team second. And Richards will have to come out of the game. Going to be replaced by number 24, Anthony Southers Jr. into the lineup. Ralston inbounds for the Pioneers. Gets into Joyce. Joyce around the screen out front. Now back to Ralston. Dumps it down to Frederick. Way outside, forced out on the baseline. Frederick going to go one-on-one. Turnaround jumper off. No good. And rebounded by Spalding. Got forced way out on the floor there. Withrow drives the baseline. Cut off. Kicks out to Baker. Back to Withrow. Three out of the corner. No good. Ball tipped around. Joyce comes down with it. Gets it into front court. Kicks off to Ralston. Three. No, in and out. And loose ball out of bounds. It's going to stay with the Pioneers as Ralston's three looked really good. Rattled the rim a couple of times. Wouldn't stay. The Pioneers ball on the baseline. Comes into Joyce out front. Joyce outside. Around the screen from Frederick. Cut off. Into the corner to Bryan. Bryan trying to get it, but he cuts cross court to Ashby. Ashby on the drive, and he got up in the air and hung there. Nowhere to go with it. Throws it away. Stolen by Withrow. 6-3 the score. Pioneers holding this lead. Early on, pass down low to Johnson. Johnson against Frederick. Fall away jumper. Good. Off the left baseline. Jonathan Johnson cuts the lead down to one. 16-15 to play first half. Ashby drive into the lane. Little floater. Front rim and rolls in. Chivy and Ashby. 8-5. CU Harrodsburg. Withrow into front court. Pioneers playing man-to-man. Down the screen out front. Launches the three. Front rim no good. Tap no good. Ball loose on the floor. Jonathan Johnson comes up with it, gives to Withrow. His little floater is good. Johnson was a load inside on the last game between these two, and looking to be so as well. Ashby in the corner. It's to Bryan. Bryan gives it back off to Ashby. Trying to swing it to get it around to Frederick. Frederick's going to come out and take the ball top of the key. Hand off to Ashby. Excuse me, Ralston. Jumper good. Colton Ralston just outside the elbow of the free throw line. Two more for him and pushes the lead back up to 10-7 for the Pioneers. Approaching 15 minutes left first half. Withrow guarded outside by Joyce. Gives off to Southers. Switches it to the right side. Baker looking for the screen. Gives to Southers on the pick and roll, and his shot was blocked by Bryan. We'll get a whistle and a foul. And that foul's on Warner Bryan, his first, team first. And going to go to the free throw line will be Anthony Southers. Southers' first free throw, long, no good. A couple subs for the Pioneers in the game. Number 30, Jamarion Gaines, and also number 3, Braden Smith, who had a big game last night. Gaines had a big game the last time these two teams met. Southers' second free throw gets that one to go, 1 out of 2, and it's 10-8 Pioneers. Thompson Service Center scoreboard. Braden Smith dribbles out front, hands off to Joyce on the left wing. Gets to the top of the key. Now Ralston down to Gaines. Gaines kicks it out to Smith. Smith on the drive. Gives it off to Gaines, and the ball is ripped and stolen away by Johnson. Withrow on the drive into Joyce, and his ball is deflected, but Simmons comes up with it. Baker kicks it way outside to Withrow, and they will reset. Shot clock down to 12. Withrow around the screen, bobbled it. Shot goes up, tapped around, comes down to the hands of Ralston. Ralston will dribble into front court. Hands off to Joyce outside. Joyce drives, kicks to the corner. Gaines, three, no good. High rebound down to Spalding for Simmons College. Pioneers hanging on, 2-point lead, 13:40 to play first half. Spalding dribble against Braden Smith around the screen, give it to the pick and roll, and Johnson's inside, and he goes up strong against Frederick and draws the foul. 13:33 to go as Jonathan Johnson will go to the free throw line. 2 points here early on. Chance to tie it up. Good crowd has filed in here to the athletic complex on Campbellsville University Harrodsburg campus. First free throw is off. No good by Johnson. Substitutes for the Pioneers, or excuse me, for the Falcons. They get 3 players in. Number 35, junior Jacob Jones. Number 4, a freshman, Jacob Forney. And also in the game, as Johnson hits the last free throw, is a freshman, number 10, Jaden Schuler. 1 of 10, and the Pioneers still up, 10-9. Joyce into front court. It's all the way down. Shot put up, blocked. Gaines crashes the board and gets the rebound. Gaines kicks it around to Joyce on the right wing. Frederick, and get a whistle down low. And a foul is going to be called on Schuler down low. Foul on him for a hold. Pass into Frederick, immediately turns, quick jump shot's good. Evan Frederick, 2 points. Got a 10-footer off the right baseline. 12-9 Pioneers. Schuler, right side, around the screen. Going against Joyce, gets down inside. And we'll get a whistle and a foul called on Nakir Joyce. And that's going to be his first. It'll be the 3rd team foul on the Pioneers here in the opening quarter as Elijah Fry comes in to give Joyce a breather. 13:02 on the clock. Simmons looking to get it in, struggling, and the pass is going to go into backcourt. Schuler will run it down. Front court out front. Schuler's going to launch the three. No good, and out of bounds on the air ball over to the Pioneers. Comes into Smith, and they drop off, just playing a man-to-man full-court press as Smith brings it up. Smith guarded outside, gets in the lane, turn around, a little too strong on the jump shot. Good move, got into the lane, turn around from about 12 feet. Unable to get it to go. Pass downside to Jones. Jones against Frederick, and a good strong move up with the left hand and scores. Lead back down to 1, 12-11. Gaines gets it down to Frederick on the baseline, kicks to Smith in the deep corner. Smith pass down low, stolen away, but Jones's pass is stolen by Ralston, who drills the three from outside. Pioneers had a turnover, but on the outlet pass, Ralston stole it back and hits the three. 2 of 2 from three-point range. 15-11, Pioneers on top. Underneath 12 minutes here in the half. Simmons with it outside. Baker calling for the screen. Gets it out front, dribbles in. Pull-up jump shot, good from about 15 feet. Sequavius Baker with his first basket. That's the lead back to 2. Smith with it out front. On the double screen, top of the key. Thought about the three, kicks it off. Fry with it on the drive. Elijah Fry, step back three, front rim, no good. Rebounded by Forney. Forney running the floor. And his shot is blocked out of bounds by Ralston. And coming back into the game for Simmons College, number 24, Southers, and also in for the first time today, 0, Connie Johnson. Simmons looking to tie it up here. Southers gets the inbounds, hands off outside to Forney. Left side now to Baker, around the screen. Thought about the jump shot, gives it up to Schuler. Schuler gives to Southers. Baker once again has it, gives to Southers on the give and go, and inside foul called on CU Harrodsburg's Jamarion Gaines on a block. And that will be the 14th foul. First foul on Gaines, and to the free throw line, 4-2 will be Southers. Gets the first free throw to go. Withrow will return for the Falcons. Southers with one more here to tie it up. And gets it to go. It's 3 out of 4 at the free throw line. We get a timeout on the floor. 10:45 left to go here in the first half. And timeout, Simmons College, as we'll take it with them. And we're back in 30 seconds on your hometown radio network. All right, fast pace here this afternoon as teams have stayed very close to each other, and with that last couple of free throws, it's tied up now at 15. 10:45 to go on the Thompson Service Center scoreboard. First half clock. Pioneers with the ball. Smith kicks to Ralston. Back to Smith outside. Ralston kicks to Fry on the left corner. Fry on the drive, cut off. And he will bounce it back outside. Bounces to Frederick, way outside on the left. Frederick has it tapped out. Smith, pull-up jump shot, no good. Gaines gets the rebound, turns, puts it up, no. And rebounded by Simmons. Good offensive rebound by Gaines, just couldn't convert. Bruce Johnson the other way. And blocked in there by Gaines. He tried to save it back inbounds. And unfortunately was standing on the inline when he did, so ball over to Simmons College Falcons. Comes into Withrow in the corner, cut off by Fry on the baseline. Withrow pulls up for a jump shot, no good, and ball out of bounds. As Withrow went down on the jump shot, coach and staff asking for a foul, didn't get it. Comes into Baker, left corner, three on the way, long, no good. Elmore claims the backside rebound, gives it off to Ralston. Ralston dribbling into front court, hands off Frederick, gives it back to Ralston, but his pass is stolen away. 9:35 to play first half. Game tied at 15 on your Thompson Service Center scoreboard. Schuler with it, goes to Withrow, right wing. Out front to Baker, round to Schuler. Schuler's going to jump it down to Johnson, kicks it back to Southers, free throw line, drives around Frederick, shot up, no good, and the ball is lost out of bounds. It'll be over to the Pioneers. As Warner Bryan will come back in to replace Evan Frederick. Smith picks it up, walking into front court. Game tied at 15. Kicks it over to Ralston, right side, back outside Smith. Now Fry, left wing, drives, spins, cut off. Smith has it around the screen out front. Fry on the dribble and the spin, gets down inside, and the ball deflected and knocked out of bounds. Will stay with the Pioneers. 8 on the shot clock. Colton Ralston to inbounds here. Kicks it into Smith out front. Long three. Good. Big time basket by Braden Smith. Popped out on the left wing there on the inbounds play. Puts the Pioneers back up by 3. Schuler kicks it to Johnson. Johnson outside. Bounces down low to Jonathan Johnson. Picked up by Elmore. Good matchup here. Bullying into the lane. Spins. Gets to the rim. Shot blocked from the backside by Elmore. Bryant kicks it off. Gives it to Ralston. Ralston to Elmore's 3. No good. Tap back in bounds. And Jonathan Johnson has it for the Simmons College Falcons. Here's Schuler going to run the floor into front court. Around. Hands off to Southers. And he puts it up and in. Good pass by Schuler. The assist. And Southers with the basket. Cuts the lead back to 1. Here is Bryan on the drive into the lane, and he is fouled. With a whistle and a foul on Southers. That'll be his first. And Warner Bryan will get a trip to the free throw line as we are underneath 8 minutes to go here first half. 2 free throws coming for the senior. Bryan's free throw good. Warner Bryan, the only one to shoot the free throws so far this afternoon for the Pioneers. Second free throw also good. Bryan is 3 of 3 at the foul line. Pushes the lead back up to 3 for Pioneers at 20-17. Thompson Service Center scoreboard. Schuler directing traffic, dribbles to the right side. Or drive on Braden Smith. And we get a whistle and a foul outside on Smith there on the drive. His first and the team's 5th foul. Simmons ball on the sideline comes into Schuler. Schuler dribbling out front once again, goes to the right side to set up the play. Drives in the lane, spin, and nice job by Warner Bryan to get in the lane there. Drops it off. Ralston running the floor. Here's Smith in the lane. Pull-up jump shot. Good. Braden Smith from about 8 feet. Very controlled drive. Got the basket. And it's a 5-point Pioneer lead. 7:15 left, first half. Withrow around the screen, pull up, gives it to Johnson. Johnson, left hand, gets to the rim and scores on the pick and roll. Elmore on the other way, hands off to Bryan, goes up, powers it up and in, and draws a foul. Assist to Landon Elmore, and a foul inside on number 23, Jonathan Johnson, his first. As Warner Bryan back to the strike for another free throw opportunity. Clock is stopped at 6:54 to go here in the first half. Really good crowd inside the athletic complex. Bryan, free throw, no good, but he gets his own rebound, stays with it, in some trouble, kicks it out to Ashby. Ashby off to Elmore, and the Pioneers will regroup. As Bryan was the only CU Harrisburg player on the free throw line and was able to get his rebound. Here is Smith, shots blocked. And blocked out of bounds by Jonathan Johnson. So the Pioneers will have it once again on the baseline. Just 4 seconds left on the shot clock here. Leading by 5. Comes into Bryan. Jump shot off the baseline short. No good. Rebounded in there by Connie Johnson. Gives off to Withrow. 6:30 to play. Pioneers up by 5. Withrow around a screen out front. Kicks to the corner. Connie Johnson. 3 is good. First basket of the game by Connie Johnson. And quickly cuts the lead back to 2. Ashby dribbles into front court. 24-22 on your Thompson Service Center scoreboard. Really good basketball game here in the finals of the Mideast region. Warner Bryan picks up the dribble, hands off to Ralston. Out front, backs it back out. Ralston 3, no good. Rebound tapped around, lost on the floor. And Jones comes down with it for Simmons. Hands off to Withrow. Withrow running the floor, gets into the lane. Nobody picked him up, and he scores. 5 quick points by Simmons. And we'll get a timeout on the floor. CU Harrodsburg. Timeout. Game tied at 24. 5:38 to play. First half. We're back in 1 minute on your hometown radio network. Now by the Pioneers. 5:38 to play first half. CU Harrodsburg's basketball. Got the 5-point lead, but a 3 and a 2-point basket has tied it up quickly. Outside to Smith. Smith on the drive, kicks to Elmore in the corner. Pump fake. Drives in. It's going to pull up for a jump shot that's no good. Rebound tapped around, and Connie Johnson comes down with it. Simmons with a chance to take the lead. Haven't had it in a long time. It was really early in the game. Schuler with it. Gives off to Jonathan Johnson. Top of the key. Driving on Frederick. Gets around him and scores. Seven straight for Simmons College, and they now open up a 2-point lead. Ashby around the screen out front. Gets to the left side. Kicks off to Elmore. Elmore on the drive. Cut off. As to Ashby. Cutting into the lane. And a beautiful pass. And Ashby scores. Assist to Elmore. Ties it up at 26 with 4:32 to go first half. Schuler holding the ball way outside. Going to dump it off to Johnson. Johnson guarded by Elmore on the drive. Cut off. Has to kick it back outside. Down to 6 on the shot clock. Withrow going to shoot the long 3 way out front. Front rim no good. Frederick claims the rebound. Kicks it over to Joyce. Joyce running the floor. Full head of steam all the way down. Lay up off the rim. No good. Got contested there up top and had to try to get a different angle. 3 the other way, no good. And Johnson claims the rebound, and he is fouled down low. CU Harrodsburg. That's a foul on Braden Smith. That's going to be his second. Team 6. As a couple subs. As Trey McCalmont will come in for Braden Smith and Jeremiah Williamson into the game to replace Elmore. Timeout for Simmons College. 30-second timeout. Keep it right here as we got 3:49 left to go opening half. Game tied at 26. It's been really close throughout. Most of the game has been either a 1-point, 2-point Pioneer lead. They did get it up to 5. Simmons had a 7-0 run to take the 2-point lead. Pioneers have tied it back up. This game determines the winner of the NCCAA Mid-East Regions. As the Pioneers and the Falcons will come back from the huddles. The Simmons College basketball on the baseline. 3:49 to go opening half. Comes into Johnson. He's double teamed. Spins. Shot blocked. Rebounded by Johnson. It's loose on the floor. We'll get a reach in and a tie up. And a possession arrow will stay with Simmons.
Possession stays with the Falcons.
Schuler will inbound once again. Cleaning up a little perspiration on the floor here. Schuler to inbounds, kicks it into Withrow. Jumper out of the corner, good. 2-point basket by Gavin Withrow as he now has 9. And puts Simmons back up by 2. McAlmont with it outside, has it taken away. Withrow on the run out, all alone, and gets the basket. Comes into Ashby. Hands back off to Joyce. Steal and a score gives Simmons their biggest lead at 4 to approach the 3-minute mark. Joyce around the screen out front, bumped several times. It's into the lane. We'll get a whistle and a foul called on the floor. It's going to go on Schuler. It's going to be his second.
Jaden Schuler, his second, team 6.
Colton Ralston will come back in to replace Joyce. Both teams with 16 fouls, shooting a bonus on the next. Ralston to inbounds, gets it into Frederick. Frederick backing in, turns, and he is charged for an offensive foul. Second foul in the game on Frederick. Turnover for the Pioneers, and Simmons College will get it back, leading by 4. 2:52 to go here in the first half, as Warner Bryan will come in to replace Frederick. Withrow is going to walk it up. Picked up front out here by McAlmont. Bounces to Jonathan Johnson. He drives, shot blocked from behind, ball loose on the floor. And we're going to get a whistle and a foul called on Simmons. It's going to go on number 35, Jacob Jones, his first. And we're going to get the bonus for the Pioneers. Clock will stop here at 2:37 to go, opening half of play. Free throw good by McAlmont. Big free throw by Trey to hit the front end of the 1-and-1 and put a little damper on this run that Simmons College has had as they pushed it out to a 4-point lead. McAlmont hits 2 free throws, cuts it down to 2. 2:35 to play here in the first half. Withrow out front. Picked up here by McAlmont, top of the key. Dribbles around outside. Took it over to Baker. Bounce to Jonathan Johnson, left wing. Jones has it now. Shot clock down to 5. Jones drives. Tried to pass inside, and too strong of a pass. It'll go off the hands of Connie Johnson, out of bounds. Turnover. The Pioneers will get it back as Braden Smith will come in to replace McAlmont. And Spalding back into the game for Simmons College to replace Jones. Clock approaching 2 minutes to go here first half. Braden Smith dumps off to Warner Bryan. Bryan, free throw line outside, hands off to Smith. Smith into lane all the way down. Kicks it out to Ralston. Ralston's three is short. No good and out of bounds. It's being closed on quickly there by the defender, and I don't know, distracted him. Don't think he touched it, but officials didn't think so. So Simmons College with the possession there. 1:41 to go. First half as Withrow kicks it over to Baker, right side. Baker bounces down low to Jonathan. Johnson come wide open. This shot hit the side of the backboard. Rebounded by Ralston. Ralston into front court. Kicks over to McAlmont. Goes to Bryan. Bryan at the elbow. Turns around. And as soon as he did, Johnson just reaches in and ties it up. And possession arrow will stay with the Pioneers. Ashby, pull-up jump shot, free throw line, good. Chivian Ashby with a big basket. He's got 6 in the game and ties it up at 30. 1:09 to go here on the Thompson Service Center scoreboard. Withrow dribbles right side. Garland gets McAlmont into lane. Floater off the window and good. As he unties the lead. Should go underneath a minute to go here in the first half. McAlmont with it out front, bounces to Ralston, and it's deflected, but it goes out of bounds. Ball will stay with the Pioneers. Inbounding the ball down on the baseline right in the corner. Ralston kicks it outside to Ashby. 43 seconds to go. Ashby around the screen, shoots the three. No good. Rebound in there by Simmons. And there's about an 8-second difference in the shot clock and the game clock as Withrow will hold on to it out front. Dribbling way outside, down to 20 seconds, game clock. Withrow looking for the opportunity, gets the three. Shot is off, no good. Tipped around. Johnson has it. Puts it up, no good. Tapped in by Connie Johnson. 6 seconds, quickly. Ralston into front court, hands off to McAlmont. His shot is short and picked up by Williamson, but he puts it in after the horn sounds. And that'll bring it in to the first half. Fast-paced action as Simmons closes with a 4-0 run. And Simmons College will take a 34-30 halftime lead to the locker room. As we'll come back in 3 minutes with our halftime stats on your hometown radio network. Back here at halftime. It is a good ball game. Championship of the NCCAA Mid-East Region. Our halftime show. It is brought to you by Dr. Jennifer Nichols Dentistry. Dr. Nichols and her staff want to see the stands filled at all the Campbellsville University basketball games this season. And for your next dental exam, stop in or give Dr. Nichols' office a call at 734-5711, located on North College Street in Harrodsburg, next to the Pioneer Pawn Shop. Both of them sponsors of CU Harrodsburg Athletics, and greatly appreciate that as our halftime stats have been delivered up here to us. Appreciate the good folks at Campbellsville University Athletics for providing us with our halftime stats. Individual scoring, Simmons College led by Gavin Withrow. 13 first half points to lead the Falcons. 7 for Jonathan Johnson. 5 apiece for Anthony Southers and for Connie Johnson. And then 2 apiece for Jacob Jones and Zaquavius Baker. As Jaden Schuler, Stephen Spalding, Jacob Forney, and Philip Richards played there in the first half for the Falcons, but didn't score in the first half. As let Corey get a shot of that. Team-wise for Simmons College, as they were 14 of 32 from the field for 43.8%. They were 2 of 9 on threes for just 22%, and 4 of 6 at the foul line for 66.7%. Simmons had 21 rebounds. 8 of those were offensive rebounds, and 3 of those were made over by Jonathan Johnson, when able to get some big-time rebounds inside, as he has 5 rebounds to lead Simmons College. Simmons had 6 assists, 6 steals, and 3 block shots, and only 5 turnovers themselves. As Campbellsville University Harrodsburg led in scoring in the first half by Colton Ralston. Ralston has 8, 7 for Warner Bryan, 6 for Chivian Ashby, 5 points for Braden Smith, and then 2 points apiece for Evan Frederick and for Trey McAlmont, as Nakir Joyce and Elijah Fry, Landon Elmore, Jeremiah Williamson, and Jamarion Gaines played for the Pioneers in the first half. Didn't get into the scoring column. Team stats for the Pioneers, as they were 11 of 30 from the field for 36.7, and compare that to 14 of 32 for Simmons College at 44%. CU Harrodsburg shot 3 of 10 on three-pointers for 30%, and was 5 of 6 at the foul line for 83%. Shot free throws pretty good, struggled from the field, and had some opportunities inside that he just wasn't able to convert on. Stats for Campbellsville University Harrodsburg rebounds wise, they had 17, 7 offensive rebounds, had 7 assists, as Ralston has 2 and Elmore with 2 assists for the Pioneers. The Pioneers only had 2 steals compared to 6 for Simmons, had 4 block shots and 7 turnovers. So Pioneers are trailing in the steal column and also trailing in the turnover column, and some of those have led to some outbreaks, fast breaks, and some points for Simmons College. So first half of points in the paint, Simmons leads at 18-10. Points off of turnovers is actually Campbellsville University Harrodsburg leading that 8-4. Second chance points, Simmons 8-5, and the fast break points, Simmons 6-0 on the board there. Score was tied 4 times in the first half, and we had 1 lead change as Campbellsville University Harrodsburg led throughout. Simmons College took over and had tied the game up at 20 and has led since then. CU Harrodsburg did tie it back up at 30 and at 32, or excuse me, at 30, and Simmons went on the 4-0 run to end the half. Largest lead for Simmons is at 4, which it is right now. They've had it twice, and CU Harrodsburg's biggest lead was at 6 points in the first half with 18:03 to go early on in the ballgame. So that's where we're at with our halftime stats. Simmons College leads it here by a halftime score of 34-30 over Campbellsville University Harrodsburg Pioneers. As we'll take a break, send it back to the studio, and we'll come back 3 minutes on your hometown radio network. Appreciate the fine folks there for sponsoring our halftime stats. It's 34-30. Simmons College with the lead over CU Harrodsburg here in the halftime break. As Pioneers led throughout most of the first half, Simmons tied it up and went out to a 4-point lead. Pioneers tied it back up, and Simmons pushed it back up to 4, which is where we're at right now. Simmons 34, Pioneers 30 here on your hometown radio network, as Gavin Withrow leads all scorers here today with 13 points, as Jonathan Johnson with 7, as Withrow finished with 19 in the last matchup between these two teams to lead all scorers in that game as well. So Pioneers last time had to come back from behind in the second half. They'll be charged with trying to do that again here today, as they currently trail here at the half, 34-30. You're listening to the Hometown Radio Network, broadcasting Campbellsville University Harrodsburg basketball on 99.5 FM. And this is the Pioneers' opportunity First time in the new conference, as they are hosting the NCCAA Mid-East region. It's like goes into a cycle around the schools that are involved, and the 5 schools in it get to host it once every 5 years. So this has been the Pioneers' first opportunity to host it. When they came in as a new school, they got pushed to the end of the cycle, and it's been a long time coming, and hopefully trying to get the opportunity to see how successful it's been here for the administration and the folks at Campbellsville University Harrisburg with the terrific job they've done. Opportunity to showcase a beautiful campus and the athletic complex here on campus as well. So we're going to take our last break. Jason, I'll send it on back over to you, and we'll come back with second half action. We'll return back in 2 minutes on your hometown radio network. Pioneers will come back out with the original starters of Evan Frederick, Warner Bryan, Nakir Joyce, Colton Ralston, and Chivian Ashby to start the second half, as Simmons College will get the basketball here to start the second. They'll start as Quavius Baker, Gavin Withrow, Stephen Spalding, Philip Richards, and Jonathan Johnson to start the second. Here we go. 20 minutes away from a berth in the Elite Eight National Tournament. Pioneers man-to-man to start the second half. Spalding left side to Withrow. Kick it back out front to Spalding. Dribbles right side. Picks it up. Goes to Richards. Richards going to drive on Frederick on the baseline, and he is stepping on the baseline out of bounds. Turnover to open the second half. Joyce walking it up in front court. It's to Bryan down into the corner to Colton Ralston. Dribbles back out front. Ralston in some trouble. Cross court to Warner Bryan. Bryan dribble, got away from him, lost it. Kicks it out to Johnson. Johnson on the drive, short. Rebound come out of two Pioneers' hands and put up and in by Baker. 4 points for Baker. That's the biggest lead of the afternoon for Simmons, 36-30. Ashby with it out front. Kicks to Bryan. Bryan. And his pass deflected and stolen away. Back-to-back turnovers for Pioneers to open the second half. Withrow, jump shot, in and out, no good. Rebounded by Richards. As Simmons will get a second crack at it. Pass to Baker, right wing. Baker on a bounce to Spalding. His shot was short. He came wide open as Ashby fell down, but couldn't convert. Ralston into front court. Dribbles around the screen outside. Back to Frederick. Frederick down inside. Pump fake up. No good. Got his own rebound and lost it out of bounds. Three turnovers on the Pioneers to start the second half play. 2 minutes in, 36-30. Simmons holding a 6-point lead. Right side to Baker. Gives to Johnson, coming around the screen. Jumper from the elbow is good. Jonathan Johnson for 2. He's got 9 points. And here is Ralston on the drive. Whistled for a charge. Foul called on Colton Ralston on the charge there. His first foul, team's first here in the second half as CU Harrodsburg switches 2-3 zone. They're down by 8. Right side Baker, cross court Spalding shoots the long 3 and he hit it. 3-point basket by Spalding, and that's a 7-0 run for the Pioneers to start, for Simmons to start the second half, and they got the biggest lead of the day at 11. Timeout on the floor. Back in 1 minute on your hometown radio network. Stephen Spalding, his first points of the afternoon as Simmons has opened on a 7-0 run. Pioneers have had 3 turnovers to start the second half, and they trail it 41-30. They were down 15 to Simmons back in a previous matchup on February 15th and made the comeback to win. They're going to have to do so again today, but right now it's down by 11. Ralston kicks to Joyce outside. Joyce goes to Bryan. Back around. Ralston kicks to Ashby. Down to Frederick on the right baseline. Frederick spins, goes up, and scores. Good move that time by Evan Frederick. 2 points here in the second half, 4 in the game. That's the lead down to 9. Baker, right wing, outside Withrow. Goes to Richards. Pass down to Jonathan Johnson. They kick it back out. Jonathan jumper off the baseline, no good. Tapped around. Ralston comes up with it. Ashby into front court. Cross court to Ralston. Down to Bryan. Bryan working on the left baseline against Johnson. Kicks it out. Joyce out front. Drives. Gets into the lane. Hook shot off. No good. Rebounded in there by Richards. Richards will kick it over to Withrow. Cross court Baker, left wing. 9 points. Simmons College lead here as we are almost 4 minutes into the second half. Baker's 3 is no good, and we're going to get a moving screen set there by Richards, and that will be his 3rd. He has kind of been taken out of the game today offensively by his fouls. Had to set a lot in the second half. And substitute for the Pioneers, Braden Smith into the game. Ashby on the drive, kicks out. Ralston three, no good. And rebounded by Spalding. Pioneers now with a little smaller lineup on the floor. Braden Smith picks up Baker out front. Left wing to Spalding. Spalding outside the arc, gives off to Jonathan Johnson. Turnaround jumper, and it goes out of Frederick's hands, and he has to go run it down. Gives off to Joyce. 15:25 to play. Joyce out front. Around the screen from Ralston. Kicks back off to Ralston, coming back around. No option there. Smith, left side. Braden Smith kicks to Joyce. Joyce driving on the baseline, and ball back tapped. It'll be out of bounds to stay with the Pioneers. Coming into the game for Simmons is Connie Johnson to replace Jonathan Johnson. Ralston to inbounds. Kicks it into Ashby, and Ashby has lost it out of bounds. Contact there, no foul called. The fourth turnover here in the second half by CU Harrodsburg in the first 5 minutes. Withrow with it. Dribbles into front court, picked up by Joyce. Withrow around the screen, now goes back the other way, gives it off to Richards on the drive. He puts it up and in, and he draws the foul. And we get a technical foul called as well. Foul's going to be called on Ralston, his second, team second. Basket good by Richards. And we get a whistle, and a technical foul is going to be called. Braden Smith will go to the free throw line. First free throw is good. I believe there was some talking after the basket, and that's where the technical was called on. And Smith hits 1 of 2 at the foul line. So Richards will get the and one free throw attempt as so Philip Richards to the free throw line after making the basket, gets the N1 free throw attempt here. 10-point Simmons lead. And that free throw is good. Richards completes the three-point play. Southers will come back in to replace him. And Ralston to inbounds as Simmons picking up full court. They have an 11-point lead, 14:45 to play in a game. Ashby being fouled down the floor, dumps it off to Frederick. Frederick spins. He's being hacked, and he's called for a walk. Traveling is the violation called there. Turnover number 6 here for the Pioneers. Spalding with it, gives off to Southers on the drive, dumps it over to Johnson, goes through his hands. Ashby picks it up, hands off to Joyce. Joyce on the drive, inside, reverse layup, no good. And Withrow will slow it down. 14:15 to go, second half, excuse me. Kicks it over to Southers, way outside, gets it back. Shot clock inside 10. Withrow drives against Ralston, spins around, cut off, down to 4. Looking, gives to Southers. Jumper off the baseline is short. It'll hit the rim and go out of bounds. So ball over to the Pioneers. In the front court to Ashby. Ashby has it, waiting on the screen from Frederick. Dribbles in the lane. Floater, good. Shivian Ashby with another basket. He's got 8 there as he got off on a 1-foot floater. Cuts the lead down to 9 at 44-35. Baker out front. Baker around the screen. Pull-up jump shot partially blocked. Smith goes and gets it. Pioneers running the floor. Smith into Ashby in the corner. 3 off, no good. And rebounded by Spalding. Spalding into front court. Pass deflected, and Ralston comes up with a steal. Dumps it off to Smith. Kicks ahead to Ashby quickly the other way. Ashby into the lane. Puts it up, but he's fouled on the drive. Foul's going to go on Simmons College. Number 11, Baker, his first. And the team third here in the second half. As Ashby will go to the free throw line 4-1 and a chance to cut into this lead with the clock stopped at 12:53 to play. Ashby's free throw good. As 4 subs in for Simmons as Jacob Jones, Jonathan Johnson, Jacob Forney, and Schuler will come back in as Withrow will stay on the floor. In for the Pioneers is Jeremiah Williamson. Ashby's free throw good. 2 of 2 at the line. Puts the lead down to 7 at 44-37. Pioneers picking up press. Kicks it to Schuler. Schuler back on the other side. Kicks it over to Forney now in the front court. Hands off to Withrow out front. CU fans on the far side trying to raise the intensity here in the building. Johnson turns around, gets in the lane, spins, leans in, no foul call. Ball tapped around, comes down to Ralston. Kicks it over to Braden Smith in the front court. Smith on the drive. Cut off, gives to Ralston. Now McAlmont back over. Colton Ralston on the drive. Down low to Williamson. Pump fake. Puts it up. Oh, it comes off the rim. And Williamson will get to go to the free throw line. Foul called on 35. Jacob Jones, his second. Fourth team foul here in the second half. Jeremiah Williamson to the free throw line. Hasn't scored yet today. Big opportunity here. Williamson, first one's no good. Philip Richards back in for Simmons. Williamson has one more free throw. And that one's off as well, too. Unfortunate there. Pioneers with an opportunity. Leave 2 points off the board. It's 44-37. 12 minutes to go here. Schuler lobs it to Richards, makes the catch, but it's falling out of bounds. Throws it back in. Ralston has it running the floor. Kicks to Ashby. 3 off the wing. No good. Ball tapped around, loose on the floor, and Schuler recovers it. Pioneers with another opportunity there. Withrow pushes hard into front court. And we're going to get a whistle and a timeout. Simmons College wants to slow it down here. Timeout with 11:36 to play. Hometown Radio Network. It is Simmons 44 and CU Harrodsburg 37. Back in 1 minute on your Hometown Radio Network. come back to action as it'll be Simmons basketball. Possession arrow favors the Pioneers currently. Kick it into Schuler in backcourt. Schuler dribbling out front, picked up by Ashby. Bounces left side to Forney. Out front to Withrow. Now around to Schuler, right side, dumps it down low to Jonathan Johnson. Gives off to Richards. Jump shot good. Just inside the free throw line, and Richards with his second basket here in the second half. Got 5 altogether. The lead back up to 9. Ralston out front with it. Kicks over to Braden Smith. Smith around the screen, dribbles in, kicks to McCalmont in the corner. Back outside. Smith on the drive, and ball is tapped around. McCalmont has it. Kicks to Ralston, shoots the long 3. Good! Had to get that one up quick, and he did. Ralston with his third 3 of the game. 11 points, and the lead is down to 6 at 46-40. Schuler out front. Bounce pass Withrow. Ralston defending hard inside against the Jonathan Johnson. He comes from the backside, taps it. Simmons maintains. And here's a turnover. Braden Smith with the run. 3-on-1. Ashby on the drive. Gets to the rim. Can't score. And the ball is loose on the floor. Simmons will run out the other way. And it is going to go off of Richards and out of bounds. Good job by Ralston to hustle back there and get in the way. The Pioneers blew a big opportunity there. 3-on-1 break. 10:08 to go. A lot of time left as Ralston inbounds is to Ashby, who will dribble it up. Kicks over to Elmore, who comes in the game. Top of the key. Off to Braden Smith. Smith. Elmore. 3 from out front. No good. And no rebounding inside for the Pioneers. Baker dribbles into front court. 9:40 to play. Kicks it off to Spalding, left side. Side to Withrow. Withrow step back on the 3. No good. Rebounded by Ashby. Ashby dribbles front court. Kicks it down to Elmore. Driving the baseline. Cut off. Kicks to Ashby. Deep corner. Drives. Dumps off to Elmore. Little floater. Good. About 3 feet. Assist to Ashby. First basket of the game by Elmore. And the lead is down to 4 as we approach the 9-minute mark. Here on your hometown radio network and Hyped Up TV, the NCCAA final. Jump shot in and out. Elmore with a big rebound. Gives it over to Braden Smith. Smith, front court. Driving on the basket. Cut off. Gives the Elmore turnaround jumper. Got it! And Elmore has hit 2 in a row, and the Pioneers have cut the lead to 2. 46-44 as Joyce will come in to give a break for Ralston as they're going to have a huge height advantage down low. Now McCalmont will try to guard Jonathan Johnson in the post. Pass out front. Johnson gets it. Kicks off to Withrow. Withrow spins. Keeps the dribble alive. Looking inside, throws it down low. And we get a whistle and a foul in there. Foul called on Pioneers number 11, Elmore. It's going to be his first. And the team third here in the second half. Simmons College will get the ball on the baseline. Williamson will come in to replace McCalmont. Comes into Withrow, jumper off the baseline, no good. Rebound down to Baker, kicks it out, and there's a walk. As Richards was going a little too quickly, but when he caught the ball, got called for the travel. Pioneers been down by 11. Chance to cut it, a chance to tie or take the lead with a 3. Ashby into front court. Dribbling outside. Pull-up jump shot. Tivian Ashby short. No good. And rebound inside by Baker. Baker out front with it. 7:45 to play. Bounce pass to Jonathan Johnson. Top of the key. Going against Williamson. Bullion inside. Spins. Turns. And he's called for a travel. As coming back in for the Pioneers, Colton Ralston and also Elijah Fry. First appearance here in the second half. 7:35 to go. Simmons with a 2-point lead, 46-44. Joyce with it out front. Bounces to Fry. Fry, pull-up jump shot. Good. About 17-footer. Elijah Fry with his first points of the game. And we're tied at 46. Withrow walks it into front court. Outside to Baker. Left side now to Spalding. Spalding kicks back to Withrow, top of the key. Bounce down low. Ball's loose, and Fry goes in and gets the steal. Fry running the floor, drives in, and he is going to be fouled on the drive. Fouled from the backside by Withrow, and that's going to be his first 15 foul on Simmons here in the second half. 6:50 to go. Pioneers with the ball. Comes into Fry. He goes up, and he's fouled immediately by Spalding there. Good inbounds play. And that'll be Spalding's first and the 6th team foul. And Elijah Fry going to the free throw line. Lincoln County product here. We'll get a chance to push the Pioneers in front. They were down 44-33. And they have tied it up at 46. Fry's free throw good. We'll get one more. First Pioneer lead here in the second half.
Back in for the Pioneers is number 13, Williamson.
Williamson comes back in to replace Elmore. Elijah Fry with one more opportunity. Gets it to go. Nothing but net. 4 points for Fry here in the second half. Pioneers up by 2. 6:40 to play in the game. Crowd getting into it. The winner gets to go to the national championship. And down low, a good pass inside, and Philip Richards scores. He's got 7 second half points and ties the game up at 48. Fry kicks outside to Joyce. Joyce over to Jeremiah Williamson. Now Braden Smith, 3 off the side, no good. Ball loose in the corner. Smith saves it inbounds to Fry. Fry drives into lane, goes up, almost lost it. In some trouble on the baseline, kicks it out. Joyce, three-pointer, no good. And a long rebound comes to Connie Johnson. Pioneers had a couple opportunities there. Huge mismatch down low. Withrow dribbling out front, goes around Fry into the lane, a floater, no good. Rebound is loose on the floor, and going to get a tie-up quickly. Possession arrow will be to the Pioneers.
Ball, possession, Pioneers.
Tell you, every time a rebound goes up, people are crashing the board. There's a lot of athletes going up high trying to make a play, and the ball got loose on the floor. A tie-up. Possession arrow to the Pioneers with 5:39 to go. Ralston will inbounds as Simmons is going to pick up full court here with the press. Going to come into Braden Smith. Smith will dribble up. Not much of a contest. Crosses half court. Drives around Baker into the corner. Cuts it to Fry, right corner. Fry kicks outside to Joyce. Joyce around the screen. Joyce into the lane, turns around, dumps it down low. Williamson saves it. Inbounds to Fry. Fry down to 4 seconds. Floater, no good. Rebounded by Jonathan Johnson. Approaching 5 minutes to go. Game tied at 48. And half court. Withrow gets a timeout. Game tied at 48. 4:59 to go. 30-second timeout. We'll return on your hometown radio network. Back, expecting an exciting finish as we are just 5 minutes away from a Mid-East Region Championship in CCAA. The winner gets the automatic invite as Simmons has it. Game tied up. Jonathan Johnson, right wing, looking down inside, can't get rid of it. Gives off to Connie Johnson, right corner, bounces into the middle, and the ball's loose on the floor once again. Jonathan Johnson comes up with it, kicks it out to Withrow, and he buries a three. Huge play right there as that ball was loose and could have gone either way. Withrow capitalizes with the three. Simmons, three-point lead. Joyce into the lane. Shot up, no good, but he is fouled on the drive. And the foul's called on Connie Johnson, and that'll be his first. Joyce will get to go to the free throw line. Chance to cut into this lead. 4:21 to go on your Thompson Service Center scoreboard. Nakir Joyce, two big free throws here for the Pioneers. And the first one's good. First point of the game for Joyce. Joyce will get one more as Warner Bryan returns to the lineup. And Joyce gets the second free throw of the game. 51-50. Simmons, 1 point lead, comes into Baker in the corner, gives it back over to Withrow. We get a foul in the backcourt on Trey McAlmont. It's going to be his first, and it's just the fourth on the Pioneers. Pioneers are in the bonus, but still have a couple of foul opportunities before Simmons gets there. Withrow outside, 4:10 to play. Guarded by McAlmont, kicks to Baker on the left side. Baker look it down low, can't get the entry pass in. Jonathan Johnson out front, picked up by Ralston, drives on him, gets inside, powers up, and he'll draw a foul on Colton Ralston. And that'll be the third foul on Colton. 15 foul as Jonathan Johnson will go to the free throw line for two. Clock stop with 3:53 to play now on your Thompson Service Center scoreboard. Free throw is good. Johnson now into double figures with 10. It's 2 of 3 at the free throw line today. Chance to push the lead back up to 3. Gets it to go as well. 2 for 2 there at the line, and the lead back up to 3 at 53-50. As Elmore will come in to replace Joyce. Ralston kicks it into McCalmont. 3:50 to play. Thompson searches their scoreboard. Pioneers down by 3. McCalmont with it out front. Kicks cross court to Smith. Smith and bodied out front. No call. Gets around the screen. Drives down. Tries to get it to Bryan, and it goes off his hands, and a turnover. Simmons with the ball. Clock down to 3:20 to go. Schuler holding it out front. Hands off to Jonathan Johnson. Gives it back to Baker. 8 on the shot clock. Pass in the middle to Richards. Turns on Bryan. Defended. Shot up. No good. Rebounded by Ralston. Ralston dribbling up the floor. Kicks across to Elmore. McCalmont in the corner. Dribbles in. Outside Braden Smith. And Smith will hold it up. Cross court Elmore. Bounces down. And it's stolen away from the backside by Baker. Back-to-back turnovers by the Pioneers. They're down by 3 with 2:35 to go, and Simmons gets a timeout. We will take a break. 53 Simmons, 50 Harrodsburg Pioneers. See you, Harrodsburg Pioneers. Back in 1 minute on your hometown radio network. It's been an exciting ball game. Simmons College had an 11-point lead here in the second half. Pioneers had tied it up at 46. It was tied up at 50 till Gavin Withrow dropped down at 3 to give them this 3-point lead. A couple possessions, and the Pioneers have had turnovers. So Simmons gets it back. 2:35 to play. Simmons College will have it out front. Withrow dribbling with it, guarded by McCalmont. Right side to Baker. Baker picks up the dribble, hands off to Richards, and gets it back. Shot clock down to 5. Withrow out front pressure. Going to have to launch the long 3. No good. Rebound battle. Johnson wins it inside. He has absolutely won the boards today. We get another shot clock possession here. Clock approaching 2 minutes to go. Pioneers not a defensive stop. Schuler on the drive, and he will lose it out of bounds. Drove hard to the baseline and lost the ball. It goes out of bounds and a turnover. Pioneers will get it back. Trailing 53 to 50 with 1:55 to go. Comes into Joyce in the backcourt. Joyce across the half-court line. 1:50 to play. Hands off to Ralston. Ralston looking down low. Gives back to Joyce. Joyce trying to get it into Frederick. Goes to Bryan. Dumps it down to Frederick. And he spins, turns, and reverse layup gets it to go. Big basket there. Cuts the lead to 1 with 1:31. Possession arrow is in favor of Simmons. Pioneers got to have another stop. Pass inside, deflected by Bryan, but it goes right back to Baker. Out front to Schuler, guarded by Braden Smith. Around the screen, cut off. Out front to Withrow, driving into the lane, floater, runner, no good, tapped around, and we're going to get a whistle and a foul inside. That foul is called on Ralston, his fourth. 16 foul. So Simmons will get a 20-second shot clock here. 1:03 on the game. Comes into Withrow, three off the right corner, no good. Rebound, Frederick has it for the Pioneers. Hands off to Joyce, ahead to Smith. Smith into front court. Step back, dumps it to Bryant. Bryant way in the corner. Back outside, Smith on the drive, floater, good! Pioneers in front. As Braden Smith with the biggest basket of the game for the Pioneers. CU Harrodsburg 54, Simmons 53. Timeout Pioneers with 45 seconds. We're back in 1 minute on your hometown radio network. They took it back as Pioneers pushed it up the floor after the 2 made free throws and got it down low. Bryan almost had an opportunity to get the 3-point play. Ball rolled off the rim, but he's fouled, and he goes to the line for 2 big free throws. The senior so far today, he is 3 of 4 at the stripe. He's got 7 points. Chance to tie it and possibly give the Pioneers a lead. Free throw, good. Tied up at 55. One more free throw with a chance to give them the lead here. Bryan's free throw, good, as he answers with 2 free throws of his own. And we get a timeout, Pioneers, 30-second timeout. I'm going to keep it here, Jason. 56-55 on your Thompson Service Center scoreboard. The NCCAA Mid-East region, 15.2 seconds left to go, and what a tremendous game this has been. Big crowd inside the Campbellsville University Harrodsburg Athletic Complex here on a Saturday afternoon. Have got their money's worth today, that is for sure. Possession arrow still is in the favor of Simmons College. If there's a tie-up, a jump ball, Simmons will get it back. Both teams will shoot the bonus from any foul called here in the last little bit. Pioneers back with their same defensive lineup they had a minute ago. Frederick, Bryan, and Jamarian Gaines in the front court. CU's going to pick up full court. Comes into the corner to Schuler. Pioneers drop back, cross court to Baker. Baker gives it back to Schuler, lobs it down to Jonathan Johnson. On the block, has to kick it out. Withrow, long 3, no good. Rebound, but Johnson put up no good. Warner Bryan has a rebound, and the game is over. Oh my gosh, the game is over, and the Pioneers stave off and has the elimination game here, and what a comeback victory by the Pioneers. Final score on your Thompson Service Center scoreboard. CU Harrodsburg 56 and Simmons College 55. The Pioneers win the NCCAA Mid-East Region Finals and the automatic berth to the national tournament. Let's take a break, and we'll come back in 3 minutes on your hometown radio network. Welcome back inside Camelsville University Athletic Complex as the NCCAA Championship and the banner has been presented to Camelsville University Harrodsburg. The Pioneers with a come from behind 56-55 victory here this afternoon on a hard-fought game that is going to go down in the records book as a tremendous competition here today, as the Pioneers trailed by 11 in the second half and was able to rally, tie it up, and got the 1-point lead on 2 Warner Bryan free throws with 15.2 seconds left. Simmons College was able to get a 3-point shot off by Withrow, a rebound attempt by Johnson inside that wouldn't go, and Warner Bryan got the rebound as the clock sounded. Pioneers with the victory here this afternoon, and a celebration on the court. Huge shout out to Simmons College, who played a terrific basketball game, had the lead, was playing extremely well, and the Pioneers just came back and was able to get the victory here today. So hats off to them. Waiting to see if I can get some stats delivered up here to me as we'll run through some scoring. It was 34-30 at the end of the first half. Simmons College scored 21 points in the second half, and CU Harrodsburg 26. So defensive struggle on both teams, and teams had some unforced turnovers here and there. But when it came down to it, I know the first game that these teams lost, or excuse me, that CU Harrodsburg lost here at Simmons College, they were held to just 55 points, which was their lowest output of the season. Today they were held to 56 and was able to get the victory as a result of it. And what a great defensive performance by both teams. So run through individual stats. Pioneers and Nakir Joyce, he'll finish with 2 points, 2 free throws made in the second half. Elijah Fry with 4 points, all of them coming in the second half. Warner Bryan with 9 points, and 2 of those free throws were big as he knocked them down there with 15.2 seconds left to go. Evan Frederick finished with 6, and he had 4 points in the second half. Colton Ralston 11 points on 3 made three-pointers and really played big inside for the Pioneers down the stretch. 4 points for Landon Elmore, all of those in the second half. Chivian Ashby in double figures today as well, as he had 10 points for the Pioneers. Jamarion Gaines played, and Jeremiah Williamson also played but didn't score. 2 points for Trey McAlmont, and 8 points again off the bench. A big effort today for Braden Smith. As the Pioneers were 9 of 12 in the second half at the free throw line. They're going to finish the game 14 out of 18 from free throws. Hopefully I'll be able to get a stat report here when we take our last break. Gavin Withrow for Simmons College. Simmons College finishes with 16. 13 for Jonathan Johnson. 5 points for Anthony Southers, 3 points for Stephen Spalding. Philip Richards with 7 points, and 2 points for Jaquavius Baker, as Jaden Schuler, Jacob Forney, Jacob Jones, and Connie Johnson finished with 5 as well for Simmons College. So the Pioneers are getting the victory. They're going to get the automatic invite to send them on up to the NCCA National Championship up in Minnesota. And we'll try to find out more about that and what their travel plans will be and when they'll head out. So, Jason, I'm going to send a break to you back one more time so I can get the complete game stats. We'll come back in 3 minutes on your hometown radio network. Welcome back here to Campbellsville University Harrodsburg. The playing floor is pretty well covered with celebratory players, coaches, and fans for the Pioneers as they're celebrating cutting down the net on the end closest to their locker room. So huge time for the Pioneers as they win the men's NCCAA Mid-East Region tournament here and advance to the Elite Eight. Congratulations. We're going to get Coach Sparrow up here for conversation after they get done doing some of the stuff down there. Don't want to rush him by any means right now, but run through the official stats as Simmons College played a well of a basketball game. Again, as I said earlier, led in scoring by Withrow is 16, 13 for Jonathan Johnson, 7 for Philip Richards, 5 apiece for Connie Johnson and for Anthony Southers, 3 points for Stephen Spalding, 4 points for Zaquavius Baker, and 2 points for Jacob Jones. Simmons finished 21 of 57 overall from the field for 37%. They were 4 of 13 from three-point range for 31%, and 9 of 11 at the free throw line for 82%. Simmons had 38 rebounds as they out-rebounded the Pioneers 38-30. Had 11 assists as Baker had 4 assists, 3 for Withrow, 10 steals and 3 blocks as Johnson had a heck of a game. He had 13 points, 8 rebounds as athletic director Jason Travis is cutting down this part of the net here. As crowd feeling for him as he's done a fantastic job along with President Tom Brown of putting on this tournament here for the Campbellsville University Harrodsburg community as Coach Austin Sparrow now climbing the ladder. Got to talk to him this morning at the Breakfast with Our Coaches show, and he gets to snip the last piece of the net. It's been a heck of a year for him, surviving the accident that they had up in Ohio earlier on in the season, and big congratulations to him and all the coaches and players that they put forth throughout this season. So stats for Campbellsville University Harrodsburg, led in scoring today, had 2 players at double figures. Colton Ralston with 11, Chivian Ashby with 10, 9 points for Warner Bryan, 8 for Braden Smith, 6 points for Evan Frederick, 4 apiece for Landon Elmore and Elijah Fry, 2 points for Nakir Joyce, 2 for Trey McAlmont as Jeremiah Williamson and Jamarion Gaines played but didn't score for the Pioneers. Pioneers were 19 of 51 overall from the field for 37%. They were 4 of 18 from three-point range, so both teams just made 4 threes today. But Pioneers 4 of 18 for 22%. Pioneers 14 of 18 at the foul line for 78%. CU Harrodsburg had 30 rebounds, led in rebounding tonight by 5 with Frederick and 5 for Colton Ralston, who played big inside, like I said earlier. 11 assists for the Pioneers as them and Simmons College both shared 11 assists tonight. Had 7 steals and 5 block shots. Pioneers committed 14 turnovers as they cut that down a lot in the second half. And Simmons had 16 turnovers as well. But the big story was down the end as the Pioneers fought back to get the game tied up and push it to the limit as Warner Bryan, the senior, hit 2 free throws with 15.2 seconds left. And they had to stop on the defensive end to seal the victory. Points in the paint, Simmons had 24 to CU Harrodsburg's 18. Simmons had 12 second chance points. Fast break points, Simmons had 6 to CU Harrodsburg's 0. And the biggest lead of the night, Simmons was up 11 points with 17:29 to go here in the second half. And CU Harrodsburg, their biggest lead was 6 points way back at 18:03 of the first half. So that is going to complete our post-game stats, brought to you by McGlone Construction of Harrodsburg, sponsor of Campbellsville University Athletics. As McGlone Construction, appreciate the folks there as they helping to allow us to give our post-game stats. And our post-game show, as always, is brought to you by the Big Deals Online Store. You can go online, check them out, see all the great values and savings that you have on there. It's on the website at hometownlive.net. And a big thanks to the folks at the Big Deals Online Store. As we get a word with Corey here with Hyped Up TV real quick. So we're going to wrap it up here with our radio portion, Jason, and allow it to once we get some information about CU Harrodsburg and their journey into the Elite Eight, we'll get that announced. Austin is going to come up and talk with us. I know it's going to be a couple minutes before he does. I don't want to keep the radio tied up. So we will do that on the streaming piece of the service on Hyped Up TV. We'll get the coach up for his comments, maybe a couple of players as well. So if anyone wants to listen, you can do that on the streaming piece of the event that we've had going on today. So that's going to wrap it up for our radio portion here today. Congratulations to Campbellsville University Harrodsburg Pioneers as they get the victory 56-55 over Simmons College, and they advance to the national tournament of the NCCAA, the Elite Eight, as that will take place in Minnesota coming up in a couple of weeks. Big thanks to all of our sponsors for helping us to bring the game across the hometown radio networks. A big thanks to the administration and the folks here at Campbellsville University Harrodsburg, President Tom Brown, Athletic Director Jason Travis, and as well to Jason Wilder back on studio controls at the Hometown Radio Network, and our general manager, Robert Wagner. We appreciate everyone for allowing us to bring you the NCCA Mideast Region Tournament, and a terrific job by the Campbellsville University Harrodsburg community for putting it on. We're going to wrap it up here this afternoon. Final, CU Harrodsburg 56, Simmons 55. Good night and God bless. right, and welcome in as back here for our post-game wrap-up report at Campbellsville University, Harrodsburg. The NCCAA Mideast region came down to a dramatic finish as Simmons College and Campbellsville University, Harrodsburg played a whale of a basketball game. It came down to the very end, and the Pioneers come away with the victory. Warner Bryan got 2 free throws with 15.2 seconds to go, and Pioneers defense rose up to the occasion as Simmons College was able to get off a 3-pointer and then a rebound put-back attempt, and then Bryan got the defensive rebound. And Coach Austin Sparrow here joining me now. Appreciate him coming up, spending a couple minutes with us before we get out of here. But, Coach, congratulations winning the Mideast region. Fantastic finish there.
Thank you. This group is resilient.
Yes, sir.
The definition of toughness, resilient. That was one of the first things that we talked about this year when we had our meetings on campus. And each kid on our program and in our program they have their own journey. And collectively, their toughness they thrive tonight. Bench points continuing to be a big factor for us, shows their ability to share the ball.
Right.
You got each game, it feels like somebody else is stepping up big time for us, either defensively. They're not afraid to be subbed in and out. They're not afraid to be coached. They're not afraid to hear, the harsh truths of what you need to fix on the floor. And our coaching staff, Coach Freeman, Coach Barry, do a phenomenal job of helping me put them in positions to be successful. And I couldn't do this without those guys, and I couldn't do this without each of the kids continuing to choose Campbellsville University, Harrodsburg.
Very well said. Very well said. As it took probably all the way down to the 12th player today. I can't remember exactly how many got in the game, but got contributions from everybody, whether it was on the defensive end, coming up with a loose ball, big rebound, but contributions from your entire team to help seal this victory.
Yes, sir. It's been a real community effort. I thought the crowds at the Mideast Regional were phenomenal, both games for us, and that's an X factor for us. And it being here in Harrodsburg has been an absolute joy. I love this town, the people in it, and like I said, the kids that continue to choose to represent Harrodsburg. And I thought tonight especially, Braden Smith, he played 27 minutes off the bench, and he's been through a lot over the past couple of years, and his family's one of our biggest supporters. And they lost their daughter and his sister last season, and that's a big one for us.
Yeah.
To continue to be able to lift those people up that we care about. And Elijah Fry, he's phenomenal. He played 9 minutes, but defensively, when he checked in, he didn't get scored on. He's still not healthy. He's going to get back healthy. And, I think his ability to sit there on the bench and really process everything and be ready for his minutes when we picked and choosed him, he did a really good job of that. And same thing with Jamarion Gaines. Didn't have his best game tonight, but didn't allow that to affect him mentally, and was in at the end of the game to help us get stops when it mattered.
And, Coach, I noticed there towards the end you were kind of subbing in a little bit, offense, defense. You did get Frederick back in the game on an offensive set and ended up getting to him down low, and he was able to score. I think that cut it maybe to 1 at that point. But then you were bringing you had Bryan in the game and Frederick, and you had Gaines in, so you had kind of a tall front line. Was that to try to go against them inside and to be able to kind of get the defensive rebounds?
Yes. I know you probably saw early on in the game we went small.
Yeah.
We rotated some small guys in, and honestly, I felt like that was a spark that we needed to come back. I can't remember how much we were down. I want to say it was like 9 or 11 at one point. And those guys, Jeremiah Williamson, Landon Elmore, Trey McCalmont, Braden Smith, they were all in together, and we tell people all the time that our practices are so tough on our guys, right, because our first group and our second group are going at it every single day. And even sometimes like our third group comes in and they'll give those other two groups really, really big fits. I think we have 15 guys that are capable and ready to play, and like I said, that at the end we went with our big lineup, we went with our best defenders, and they got the stop.
Yeah, absolutely. So, just well, you obviously don't know this, but while we were setting up here, one of the ladies from Simmons College was up talking and complimenting Mr. Brown and the administration about how everything had been run, and I guess they host it next year. She was trying to get some ideas on some things that they were going to try to implement and do. And obviously, I think they've talked to Corey with Hyped Up TV, possibly. So, I mean, I think Mr. Travis and Mr. Brown and the whole administration, I know he had a group out there that took a photo holding the banner of all the people that volunteered their time and effort to help out. That's, with Campbellsville University. But just hats off to them for putting on an excellent event. Great crowd in here last night, today again as well. So really something proud that the CU administration and faculty really stepped up and helped out big to put this on for you guys.
It was awesome. Thank you for being here all season and broadcasting our games. And it's been a fun season. It's been fun to come up here and talk with you. And hopefully we get to continue to do it moving forward.
Absolutely. Yes, sir. I know kidded. I don't really think I kidded with you, but this morning when you spoke about, we were held to 55 points, and that was our lowest output of the year. And I'm sitting here looking at the scoreboard, and it's 56-55. I don't think you envisioned that score today.
No. I figured we'd score a little bit more than 56 points, but you got to score more score more buckets than the other team to win the game, and that's what we were able to do. And defensively, we want to hang our hat, and I think our team's been special all year defensively. Holding them to 55 points is just as big a feat as us only scoring 56. So Tony Branch does a great job. I want to give him credit on the season that those guys had. They've had a very tough schedule. They're so much better than what their records looks and says. And he's got a lot of talent and a lot of players, and I've got a lot of respect for him in this game as well.
Good deal. So talk to me real quick about your preparations for the national tournament. Now, when will you find out who you play, and is there a draw for that, or is it seeding?
There's one more region that's got to play. It's the North region. I think they play on the 3rd and 4th of March this week, and we'll find out. That following weekend will be the seeding. I'm super excited to say that we've got an automatic bid, and
good deal.
I think this team's proven every time that we've been dropped in the rankings, every time that we've been doubted, every time they've been questioned how good they are, they continue to rise to the occasion. They continue to be motivated, and they continue to answer our call when we motivate them. I think preparation-wise, another good thing is this group's been to the national tournament for 4 years in a row now.
Awesome.
And I think the preparation, they know what's coming. The practices, they know that we've got some guys that got to get back healthy.
Yeah.
They know that it takes making shots and playing defense, and we've got to continue to do that. And honestly, I think they're just excited to come in and practice for 2 more weeks while we wait. And we'll leave out on the 11th of March, and the tournament will be from the 11th until the 15th. And I'm excited to plan for it, and I'm excited to go back to Minnesota.
That's like, hopefully it'll warm up a little bit between now and then up there, but either way, I know you're excited to make the trip north to participate in the national tournament. So, Coach, I know you got a lot of family here and celebrations planned for tonight. Congratulations. Great season. Keep it going. We enjoyed the ride with you, and we're going to wish you the best of luck as you try to bring home banner number 2.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Go Pioneers.
Absolutely. All right, and that's going to wrap it up here for our broadcast covering the NCCAA Mid-East Region Tournament here at Campbellsville University, Harrodsburg, as Simmons College women and the CU Harrodsburg men will advance to the national tournament. Best of luck to those 2 teams representing the Mid-East Region. And we're going to wrap it up. Big thanks to all of our sponsors. Big thanks to the Campbellsville University Harrodsburg administration and faculty. And also want to thank Hyped Up TV for a great performance as always. My name's Gary True. It's going to wrap it up here. Everyone have a great evening. Good night, and God bless.